Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Good morning, Teresa. How are you?
Good morning. I am great. I am doing
You're
really
great.
good. Yeah.
All right. So you guys know me. I'm Nancy Quinn, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers. And I am here today with website designer, Teresa Schlupp. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you so much, as always, for having me.
Tell everyone where to find you first, because that's what I like to do first, is tell them how to find you if they need a new website or they need advice or they need training. You do a little bit of everything when it comes to websites. So tell them what you do and where they can find you.
I do. So you can find me on my fancy smanchy new website, caffeinecreative.io. And I offer branding essentials, which is not a big old in-depth branding packet. It's the essentials you need to get your business up and going. So the logo, the visuals, the color palettes, those kind of things. I do website design as well. And I do design days. So if you have just a bucket of things that need to get done and want them done in one solo shop, I do a design day. And I also have a lot of free resources in the Solo Grind Central, which is courses, planners, Canva templates. It's all free to my email subscribers and clients. And you can find all of that at caffeinecreative.io.
And I was checking out your free content yesterday, by the way, and it is super impressive as usual. I've looked at it before, but I looked at it again and I was like, wow. I mean,
everything was revamped with the new website. Every single piece of content, from my blog post to my free content, my library, everything was touched and revamped and updated. So
amazing.
A lot of good stuff out there.
A lot of good stuff. So yeah, so if you want to do it yourself, DIY, or wanting to redo your website or your branding, Teresa has starting points for you and a lot of training that you can do. But if you don't want to do it yourself, you don't have time, you're not the expert, you have the money, let her do it for you, because it is such a relief when somebody who's an expert does something for you.
It's one of those things you don't realize how much you need it till it's done. I was just talking to a client the other day. We just launched her website, and she said, I didn't realize how much this was going to free up my time and boost my confidence.
Amazing. It's true, because once your website reflects who you are in business in this day and age, not from 2 years ago, not from 5 years ago or more, right? It feels authentic. It feels good. It just feels good.
And it energizes you to where you enjoy working in your business again, and it doesn't feel like drudgery. It's really powerful transformation, in all honesty.
It really is. It really is. Okay, so let's talk today and give everyone the tips that we're hoping to provide to them. But 5 ways to make sure your interior design website is pulling its weight. And before you get started, I have to tell you, in my Profit Insider coaching program, I say all the time this one sentence that I believe you said. I think it was you and not Robin. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said, might have been Robin now that I say it, your website is a 24/7 employee that's working for you all the time. I think you said that.
I say that all the time. Robin probably says it too, because she's a sharp cookie, but I say that all the time. This is your 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week employee that never takes a vacation. And it's got to be working for you. And honestly, that's going to bring us to the first tip, and that is simplifying your navigation. Now, by navigation, I want to clarify. I'm talking about the menu, the tabs, the little icon or options at the top of the page, because people call it a lot of different things. But it's got to be simple. And the whole purpose of that is not to share everything that you're about, but to answer the key questions about your business: who you are, what you do, and how you get started. So that navigation has got to have a link to answer who you are. That's your about page. It needs a link to answer what you do. That's your services page.
I'm looking up at mine every tab you're saying. I'm going, okay, hold on. Yep. About.
Yep. No, you got them. Yeah.
And okay, keep going.
Yep. And you've got to have a link to say, here's how to get started. That's your contact page, your booking page, whatever you want to call it. But you've got to make it clear and get those 3 at minimum at the top of the website. Okay. If you have nothing else, those 3 have to be there. Now, if you have a fabulous portfolio, that is going to answer the question, are you good at what you're doing? So put your portfolio up there. If you have a great blog, let's say you share a lot of insights about your industry, you're talking about, here's what to consider when, hiring or buying sofas or whatever, like really sharing good details that lets people know they probably need to hire you. then that's your blog. That shows you're knowledgeable about your industry and answers that question. And then what can your clients expect from you? Process or FAQ page. Those are optional pages, and you shouldn't put them unless they're done really well. Having a blog that is mediocre is a waste of time and space, energy, and it doesn't help you. So make sure if you're going to add those things, do it really well.
Doing it really well is the hard part for everybody, right?
It is the hard part. And I understand that. And I actually have courses on blogging and portfolio free in my Solo Grind Central that tells you how to do it well. Blogging's not for everyone. And then I'm just going to say that right now. And portfolios actually could kind of serve as your blog when you do them really well. The key is you want to be selling yourself 24/7, telling your dream customers, here is why you want to hire me. And that's what this main navigation is going to be doing by answering those key questions.
I could see that, what you're saying. So your portfolio page should not just be pictures. It should also be copy, words, where it's this is the struggle the client had. This is what we did to fix it. This is the end result type of feeling, which is a story unto itself and a vision, right? So sometimes a blog isn't necessary if you're doing that consistently and well.
Yes, tell the story behind the thing. Let people pull people in, show them. This is sharing that you have problem solving skills, that you have creative ways of thinking, that you don't look at things as I can't do anything problem, but you figure out things. You have ideas. And I mean, like, there's so many things. I actually have one of my clients, her portfolio is a fairy tale. She tells a fairy tale story about each one of her portfolios. And it's very on brand for who she is, because she's creating this fairy tale. So there's a lot of fun ways to do that. And your portfolio, you could give all your time and love and attention to that versus a blog, which we're getting a little off topic here, but that's okay. This is a good one. Giving your time and energy to a portfolio, putting in organically keywords people are searching for by talking about the project, you're going to start getting visibility on your portfolios more than just putting up pretty pictures.
Yeah, because Google doesn't read pictures.
And it really isn't going to look too much at a page that only has pictures. Right. I know some web designers that don't even, what is the word I'm looking for, but try to make Google look at those basically. Like they don't try to get those pages to rank because it's only pictures and they know it's not going to rank.
Right. It's never going to work. So, okay.
So add in some details. That having that at the top of your page, your portfolio, and then that portfolio having details, you are answering the question, do they really know what they're talking about? Are they knowledgeable? Are they good at what they do? All of that is answered when you do it really well.
I can see that. My brain is misfiring because I'm like, because I want them to have both. I just do. As a business coach, I want them to have the portfolio and I want them to think of it as a case study, which you really taught me. Like this is a case study, their portfolio page. Show your talent and how you problem solve. And on your blogs, should you choose to do it well, because Teresa is right, you have to do it well, otherwise don't do it. That's where you can do more of the research. You can capture the research-based people who are looking for subject matters. So,
and I will say, if you can do both, hands down, blogging has always been. I've been in business for, 15 years now. And I've had a blog. As a life coach, as a web designer, I've always had a blog. And it is hands down one of the best marketing pieces that I have. It has connected people to it. And with that blog, I love having a blog when it's done well, because that clever Instagram post that I spent 30 minutes trying to come up with, that's gone in a couple days. But my blog is searchable and visible all the time. And so when you can do a blog really well, I would love to see you have both. What I don't want you to see is you do a crappy blog. Like, don't do a mediocre blog, because you're wasting your time and you could be dedicating that time to other marketing efforts. But having a good blog, which actually leads us into step 2, is that SEO on practices. And it helps. Having a really good blog is going to boost SEO when it answers the questions people are looking for right now.
Yes. I mean, I get asked all the time, I want to hire an SEO specialist, but I have no money. I'm like, okay, so I want you to be able to afford an SEO specialist. That's a different issue. We'll talk about your pricing, your profitability, and all that stuff. But what want them to do first to boost SEO is what you're saying. Have on your website a portfolio page that has the stories and that Google can find, and a blog about more research-based topics that people might be researching. Like, what are the 5 steps I should take before undergoing a renovation? Or what are the 5 things I should have decided before undergoing a renovation?
Even a simpler thing. If you have no portfolio and no blog, you can still put some SEO practices into place on your website to start getting visibility right away. And the first one is location. I cannot tell you how many times
I was surprised it wasn't in your top 5.
I do an audit on web. It's on my blog. Actually, this is part of what we're talking about here today, but I go and do a website audit and I have no idea where they're located at.
Yes.
I might be able to find a reference to their location if I read their about page in depth. Nobody rarely does that. Okay. People don't hang on our every word as much as we want them to. They don't hang on our every word. You've got to make your location really, really clear. So that's the first thing with SEO. Make that location clear. And you don't have to go overboard like some of the old school SEO practices where you'd have a paragraph of communities in your footer. Not saying that hurts you, but like it's got to be more. Like you need to be talking to the people in your area. So make your location clear. Add page descriptions. It doesn't matter if you're on Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, WordPress. There is a place where you can add a page description that tells Google search bots what that page is about. So add in your page descriptions. Simple, to the point. I think the recommendation is about 160 characters. Get to the point what that page is about, and then optimize your images. Not just sizing them appropriately, but also adding in that alt tag, putting a title on it, and then adding a description called the alt tag or alt description. That lets people know what that image is about. It lets Google know what that image is about, and it supports ADA compliance. So those few things, like I had a professional organizer in the Dallas area, and that's all we did with her website is these practices that I'm telling you right now. She didn't have a blog right off the bat. She didn't have a portfolio. We just put those into place, and her business visibility skyrocketed in the Dallas area when people were looking for professional organizers. And I have a free course about SEO as well that will help you decide how much do you want to invest in SEO, because that's another marketing tactic. And maybe you don't need to hire someone right now. Maybe you just need to put some best practices in place that you can do yourself.
That's usually what I say. Yeah.
And then when you start making money, you bring in that expert to then double down on your SEO marketing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Do the basics first on your website.
Do the basics first. And you don't have to have a blog for this piece. Blogging and portfolio definitely are going to help boost that, but you can do this even if you're just launching your business and you've got the token 5 pages. Like put those pieces into place.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Did we miss anything?
I don't know. I got pretty passionate about this one.
I know.
I actually have a few more tips though.
You do. All right. Keep going.
Okay.
Let's
do
it.
The other thing that I want you to do, and this I want you to do periodically throughout the year, is check the tech on your website. Do your email forms work? Does your contact form work? Is your booking link actually loading? All of these things need to check. And that having clunky tech is going to send somebody away quick, very quick. So you've got to make sure that it's checking. And I'm going to say, even if you hired a web designer, don't assume that they know how you wanted it to work. They think they know and they're doing the best they can. But you need to actually go and test these pieces to make sure that they're working as you think they should. And then have a conversation with your web designer if it's not. Also, even if it was perfectly set up by your web designer, because we work really hard to do that.
Yes, you do.
But we do. But technology breaks.
Yes. There are things that were perfect and the next day they're not. And sometimes you don't know why. And we find out there's some update in the background and the web designer wouldn't even know that, you know.
And you don't know that, especially if you're handling the maintenance on your own. So take like 4 times a year, pop in, spend 5 minutes or have a cup of coffee and check all those little tech things that make your life easier to make sure that they are seamless. Because if your potential clients don't have a seamless connection with you through the website, they're probably not going to connect.
Yes, very true.
Okay. The next one that I want to share is start using pop-up boxes, but use them wisely. I know when I mention pop-up boxes, a lot of people roll their eyes and say, oh, I hate pop-up boxes. And I'm with
They
you.
work.
When I go to blog posts that pop up something every 2 seconds, it does annoy me. But use them wisely because they work. They get people's attention and they work. So have them on your website. But my recommendation is don't have them pop up instantly. Like put a time delay on there so that the person coming to your website has 5 seconds, just 5 seconds to see what your page is about. If it pops up before they know what the page is about, they feel overwhelmed. And it's an instant disconnect. Also, make sure that they're easy to close. So when it pops up, they might not be interested in that moment. Or I know a lot of times if I'm shopping online and it says save 15%, I close that because I'm not giving my email unless I decide I'm going to shop with them. So I want to know what's going on, but make them easy to close. And make sure that they're tested and on mobile phones, especially. Sometimes those pop-up boxes, I won't turn them on for mobile phones because depending on the screen size, it will block and make it very challenging and difficult for people to use. So we'll use a different way to get that message, like a slide down bar or something like that on mobile phone.
Right. Otherwise it takes up the whole screen and yeah.
Right. And it gets icky. And then also avoid the spammy tactics for engagement. Like don't be a jerk on these. You don't need to do bro marketing to get people to opt into your stuff. Just get to the point and
give an example of what you're talking about. What not to do.
Gosh, I had examples when I was writing my blog post. I should have put them in there. But you know, the stuff that is like fake urgency, like if you don't sign up now, this is gone tomorrow. And then tomorrow you get the same thing. And tomorrow the next day, like
I know. I mean, even when we tier our pricing for this week, if you sign up, it'll be less than next week. It's true. Make it true. Don't make it spammy. Like
yes. If you have that special price window, absolutely, like share that because that's going to help get people to engage quicker. But don't make it a lie. Like don't say you only have 2 hours to sign up and then tomorrow they get the same 2 hours. Like, no, that's the kind of stuff I'm doing. And then keep it simple. One pop-up box. You can have multiple pop-up boxes in your website and then decide where they're going to pop up. So like for mine, if you go to my blog, you're going to get one pop-up. If you go to another page, you're going to get a different pop-up that is geared towards that page. So you can be really selective, but just keep it to one. Don't have somebody spending a minute trying to close things just to read your content because they won't.
Yeah, you'll lose them. People don't realize how fast one thing becomes annoying to someone and they're gone.
And they're gone. They're gone. So the last tip that I have that I want to encourage people to use is an announcement bar. And this is a tiny little bar at the top that can grab attention. And it doesn't have to be anything big and bold. It doesn't have to be flashy, but it does need to stand out. If you've got, like you have a program, you're launching a new program and you want people to know about it, or you've got a webinar coming up, or maybe you're doing a visit at High Point. You're going to be on a panel at High Point, whatever you want to announce the good stuff and make good use of that announcement bar with links so people can click and go more and engage more with you. Those announcement bars work really, really well because it's something subtle that stands out, but doesn't annoy the website visitor. And now they're having a comfortable experience with you on your website and they're starting to build a relationship before they've even met you. That's the goal.
Always tell that someone's been to your website first. If you have a really robust, good website, which you do, I do, we feel, I can tell when someone's been reading my blogs or gone to my YouTube channel because they already feel like they know me. So they have this calm about them or an excitement, like they're excited to get going,
It was funny. I had this happen a few years ago. Somebody had been on my email list and following my blogs and stuff for a couple of years, and they finally booked a discovery call. And when I got on the call, she was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" Like she was excited because she knew me, and I didn't know this woman's name before she booked a discovery call. I didn't realize that she'd had that connection with me. But it was such a great experience for both of us. And we had a great conversation and I was able to get her in the direction she needed. It was a good thing. And it was easy because my website had already built that relationship before I stepped into the mix. So it's a really powerful way to build connection with your audience. So when they book with you, they're not a cold call. They're a warm, interested person, and the likelihood of them saying yes is just that much greater.
Yeah, and they're already familiar with your expertise. So they're asking good questions. They just
Yes.
understand what you do for a living, and they tend not to go on often as many tangents also. So you gave some great tips today.
Thank you. There is a detailed blog post about this on my website if you want to go check it out to get those tips. If you don't want to absorb it all in this video, you can go and read the blog post after the fact and take your time with it. But it's small little tweaks. A lot of times we look for those big magical solutions that is going to make our website work for us. It's the small things, honestly, that can make the biggest difference. And even like I have a good friend of mine who's an SEO expert. These little things, he has some really ugly websites that he supports because his industry isn't always about beauty. It's not interior designers typically who he works with, but their websites perform really well because they do these things.
Yes. Yes. And they make sure every time they load a picture, they do all the descriptions in the background. Every time they just fill in all the details. Don't ignore the empty boxes. If you're able to fill them in, all those things help.
All those things make a big difference and are going to help you gain traction. And it's something anybody can do, even if you're a little bit, shy with technology. You can do this. Whatever your web design platform is going to show you where to put in these informations for SEO. It's going to show you how to do those things.
If you know how to get into the back of your website.
If you don't know how to get in the back of your website, you might want to look at hiring somebody to help with that. But again, like this is something that everybody can do to get visibility of the website. And it's going to gain a lot more traction than trying to come up with the next viral reel or something like that. And I'm not poo-pooing social media. It absolutely has a very strong place in marketing. Yes. But these are things that you can do and set them. And then you don't have to go back every week and update it. Like you set it and move on.
Yes.
And it works for you. Yeah. And it works for you.
Love it. Okay. All right. For those of you who showed up later in the broadcast, please go to my YouTube channel and check out I think we have a whole playlist of all the website wisdom that we've had over years. You and I have been doing this. So there's a lot of videos. I don't even know how many.
There's so much out there. It really is. It's over, I don't know, because we used to do them weekly. So it's well over 100. I don't know, more than that probably.
I have a huge YouTube channel when it comes to how many videos, but I really don't promote my YouTube channel. So for all of you who are interested in going over and watching all of our different playlists, but go and watch the website wisdom ones. If you're working on your website, you're concerned about it, and then get on Teresa's calendar to talk about it. Teresa's great at telling you the truth. Do you need her? Do you not need her? Can you do it yourself? Can you not? What can you do that, she can do better? You're just going to have an honest conversation about your website. And I told the whole group yesterday when they said, how important is the website? I said, it's very important. And if you don't have the money, start siphoning out little pieces of your profit and start saving for it, because it is important to always keep your website up to date to where you are in your business today. We all change our offers. We get older. We look different. We change the way we connect with people sometimes, and your website has to keep up with those decisions you make.
It absolutely does. And that is one thing I will say, just to plug myself a little bit, is I do offer monthly payment plans for a full year, because when you hire me for your website, you do get me for a full year contract. I don't just launch and leave. And I do set it up to where you can do monthly payment plans after the down payment is made, just because it is a huge investment, but it's an investment that I don't have anyone who's ever regretted making that investment in their website.
That's amazing. And I love that you have a payment plan. That's really important for everybody to hear. Yep. So, all right, everyone, go over to caffeinecreative.io. Can I put up the little thing again for a moment in time? On Instagram, I always duck down so people can see above our heads. Caffeine over Teresa's head, caffeinecreative.io is where you can find her to set up an appointment to talk about your website and what it may need or a complete redo.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Everyone go have a great day. Thank you, Teresa. I will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.